Blessed morning, my beautiful people. You know who it is. It's your boy. Man, even if I tried, I couldn't do a good Cubano imitation. But this video is actually inspired by my good friend Cubano, who did a video titled, "Why the fuck did I buy this shit?" Something like that. So this video is pretty much just like a regret purchase video. So I do have some niche here, but mostly a lot of designers, and most of them are on the lower ends. Yes, I know that I'm a cheap bastard. We have made that perfectly clear. A lot of these fragrances are not bad. I don't despise them. Some of them I really just cannot stomach, but most of them are really just not for me anymore. It just doesn't mean that they're bad scents, right? This one here, Davidoff Horizon. Now, I only bought this one for reviewing purposes. Just like a lot of the fragrances that I buy, they're just for reviewing purposes. I'm always in review mode, and this one was definitely no exception. But this is not an off-putting scent. There is lavender. There's like an amber. I think there's lavender in this one. There's definitely an amber type of... It's not a groundbreaking scent. Like, I do like boring-ass scents. I'm a boring-ass dude, you know? But even to my nose, this is rather dull. I think that when I did it, I was the only person who reviewed it, but my man Ashton from Jensense reviewed this one as well, and he did a much better job than I did. The next one is actually English Laundry Notting Hill. Blind buy, I think I got this when I was in New York. I tend to frequent New York quite a bit, but I may have gotten this online. We don't sell it up here in Canada, and if we do, I certainly have not come across it. But this scent, lots of lavender, there's some citrus, there's some woods in there. I was really disappointed with this one. I think I got my expectations a little too high. Max 40 really hyped up the house, and I actually did a review with Max on this one. Some of the links I'll attach to this video, right? But it's not a bad scent. I just got my expectations a little too high. It is a bit of a gentleman scent, but it's also very blah, again, to my nose. Like, for some reason, it's a little generic, and I do think that I did get my expectations up a little high. MONTBLANC HOMME EXCEPTIONNEL. So this here I only got because I actually saw Steven Radolescen's video, and he actually stated that it's not a bad scent, but it's not a great scent. And I'm going to have to agree with him on that one. But this one here has a very synthetic coffee note. There's definitely some amber in it. But it is very synthetic and just kind of boring, if you will, you know? Next one is definitely a house that I like when it comes to their fashion. Fragrances are something else. But Kenneth Cole Reaction T-shirt. Now, the smell of this one smells really good. There's a lot of fruit notes to it. There's a lot of citrus. There's passion fruit. There's some, there's like an alcoholic note, and that note is actually gin. But because I don't drink, and I know how Cuba loves the booze. Cuba, this is not one of those types of fragrances. You know, this is very casual. It's light. It's fresh. You know, it's very inoffensive. I love the smell of it. But it does come across as a little bit more youthful, and I'm actually a 40-year-old man-child. But this is more suited for a younger person. Definitely someone who's actually younger in spirit, but also in age. But even though that this is catered to the men out there, I think that because of the fruity notes in it, the ladies can actually pull it off very easily. Next one is a synthetic nuclear bomb of a mess. This is like a holy shit, why the hell did I buy this one? Perry Ellis 18 Intense. There's lavender in this one. The note breakdown looked interesting. This was a complete blind buy. This is actually a tester bottle that I got from Fragrance Net or something like that. So you can actually see tester right there. What a disappointment this was. I got this initially because I did a smell and rate segment on the house of Perry Ellis, where even my man Jamie said it sucked, and that's what this fragrance is. It sucks, and it's just synthetic as hell. This one I really liked when I first got it, when I first smelt it. I actually got it when I was in Atlanta visiting my good friend Joe Anthony. THALLIUM Sport. Now, this smells good, but what really makes me not like it anymore is that it does come across as a little bit too youthful. It's a very sweet, cloying scent. It does have a sporty vibe to it. Very casual. This will definitely get you compliments. If you're a younger man, this will definitely get you noticed from the ladies. Man, even if you over apply, you're gonna get noticed, just not in a very good way. It's just cloying as hell. It's synthetic. This one here is a holy shit. What the hell did I think? Was I thinking? Hugo Boss Soul. Bottle is sexy. I do like the bottle. The bottle has a mysterious type of vibe. That's what this scent is supposed to cater to, the nighttime, going out. But it's synthetic as hell. Like, it's got like a spicy vibe to it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's cardamom, cinnamon, if it's cumin. Fuck, I don't even know. It's just synthetic as hell, and it's a waste of money. This lasts about 2.5 hours on my skin. Next one is actually a good scent. It's just not to my liking. The House of Zara definitely got a lot of hype this year. San Francisco 250 Post Street. Now what I don't like about this scent is that, okay, I'll get into the goods. It smells good. It lasts a pretty long time. I did blind buy it. Actually, correction. I sprayed it once, liked the smell of it. I just did not let it develop. And when it developed, no. 18-20 bucks is what I got it from at Zara at Square One, right across the street. But what I don't like about it is that it does to my nose now, alright? Dior Homme and Valentino Uomo. Very powdery, it has that lipstick vibe. I don't know if Iris is in it, but it's a very powdery scent that I just don't like. I don't like overly powdery scents. This one is definitely that. But if you like Dior Homme and Valentino Uomo scents, and if this does smell close to your nose as well, because according to a lot of people on Fragrantica, they don't get that kind of vibe, but I do. If you do as well, you can save yourself a shit ton of money and get this for like 18-20 bucks. Alright, now I have always wanted a luxury car, right? This one here is from the house of Mercedes-Benz. Man, they produce some amazing luxury vehicles, but this scent, whew, yeah, goddamn no, it ain't. Mercedes-Benz Classic. This is a light freshie, which I like. I like those types of scents. But it's very generic, it's blah, and it really doesn't smell like an expensive scent whatsoever. There is a violet note, I think, you know, but this scent, okay, picture a Mercedes-Benz. High quality, fast, luxurious, rich, you know. And then picture a 2005 Nissan Altima. That's what this is. I drive a 2005 Nissan Altima. That's what this scent is. It is no Mercedes-Benz. Hell to the no. Next one, Lacoste Elegance. Now this was a total blind buy. There's something in this one that just puts me off, but it really turns my stomach. But it's a very sweet type of fragrance. This is supposed to have some sort of sexy qualities to it. I wore it one time. I did not like it on my skin, but my fiance really did like it. However, I'm not willing to wear it. If it turns my stomach, I'm not going to be wearing something like this. But it also does have more of a younger person's vibe. I think that Lacoste, for the most part, really does cater to the younger market out there. Some of the fresh scents I love, but this one here is definitely a no-no. The last designer scent in this video is actually a new release of this year. I'm starting to get into the house. I kind of like their freshies. A lot of people complain about the longevity, but this one definitely does suffer from longevity issues, while the other two fragrances that I have, Eterno and HOMME, Vince Camuto, that is Vince Camuto TERRA. Now with HOMME and Eterno, I get about 5-6 hours of longevity. This here, I get 3-4 if it's pushing it. I probably get more like 3.5. This has an amazing smell. I love the smell. I love the rhubarb in it. The rhubarb really does give it a different take. There's also some vanilla, and it dries down to an earthy vetiver, I think. Smells really good, but if they worked on the performance, if they worked on the longevity just a little bit, I would love to get 5 hours out of this. 5 hours and hey, no complaints. But this here, I spent like $80-$90 at the Vince Camuto store at Eaton Center, downtown Toronto. It's not worth $80-$90. Yo, Vince Camuto, if you're watching, which you're not, but if you are, you need to work on this one because the smell smells awesome. Just longevity needs a serious boost. Now let's get into the higher end stuff. Now just because it's niche doesn't mean it's any better, right? Now this one here, I loved it when I first got it, but it really ended up not being for me. Now I think that we could all admit that I'm a Ferragamo fanboy. So as one of my trolls once said, I lick Ferragamo's balls like a bitch, which I do. Ferragamo Terra Rossa. This was my most expensive purchase at the time, and way too dark, way too earthy, potent. This gets a lot of comparisons to Tom Ford Amber Absolute. Yes, it does. This is lighter. I would prefer this one over Tom Ford Amber Absolute. I'm sorry, Carlos. I know how that's one of your favorite scents, but this is just not for me. You know, I did, you know, it's half empty almost. I decanted a lot of this. I probably wore 10 mLs of this fragrance. I was reaching for this one a lot because I was actually reviewing this one, but definitely not for me in the end. All right, the next one is another heavy hitter from the house of Tom Ford, Tobacco Vanilla. I actually got this decant from my good friend Carlos, you know, but it's a little too potent and loud for me. It's very strong. It is an artistic scent. I don't know why it's marketed as unisex, because I think that this is way more masculine than unisex. Lots of tobacco, lots of vanilla. You know, this is like a classic. This is a masterpiece in some ways now, but because it is so dark and potent, and it's not animalistic, but it's a very dark, deep scent. Just, it turns my stomach. I had the flu one time and I wore this and it really just turned me off. And ever since then, you know, no. When we come into our fragrance journey, we tend to like the freshies, you know, the boring, clean, safe aquatics, if you will. And then we start going into scents like these. Well, when I came into my fragrance journey, I actually preferred stuff like this and Terra Rossa. But in the end, I actually prefer my clean, fresh aquatics. And this is the total opposite. So let's get into the last one, all right? So this video was just dragging on long enough. When I first got this, and this is actually my very first niche purchase bottle now. I bought this one with my own cash, and it was my first niche bottle. Acqua di Parma Mandorlo di Sicilia. I love this one when I first smelled it and when I got it. I did wear a fair bit, but I did give maybe like a 3 or 5 ml decant to my friend Andrew. But this does come across as way too feminine, way too sweet. There's a lot of florals in this one. There's like an almond vibe to it. I think almond's a note. I haven't looked it up and I haven't worn it in a very long time. That's the reason why I'm not too sure. But even though it's considered unisex, it comes across as way too feminine for my liking. So overly sweet, overly cloying, not a bad scent. I would actually prefer having this on my fiance than me, but she really just, this is also not to her liking as well. It's a little bit too sweet, a little bit loud for her take. But yeah, this one here, big disappointment as well. Alright guys, so that's pretty much it. Kuba, thank you very much for inspiring me to do this video. So guys, just shout out to Kuba, you know. I will attach his video, his link down below, so please make sure that you check him out. He's very in your face, very politically incorrect, which I kind of am off camera, just when it comes to being on camera. I'm a little bit more professional, kind of have to be as. So as Kuba always ends his videos, are these bowl sprayers? Not to this guy, definitely not. So you already know who it is. Smooches!